Okay, welcome to the Golden Ticket. My name is Jennifer Alice Murray, and I'm here with my business ally, Julie Mai. We like to do this Zoom where we basically expound on the concept of our company as a golden ticket. And big part of the reason we do that is because when it landed in our laps, we were not able to identify it as a golden ticket. And we know that a lot of other people have that same or similar experience, right? Because when you hear about it, you tend to hear about it from a friend or a relative. You're in your living room, you're in your car, you're living your life, and it just seems like any regular day. And so how could something extraordinary possibly be happening to you on any regular day in your living room? But indeed, it did take me a while to see it myself. And so we have this Zoom to sort of shed some light on that. Somebody actually asked me yesterday what the three biggest things were that drew me away from my former career as a cookbook author into this business. And it was sort of a surprise question, but the answer was actually surprisingly easy. I used to co-own a restaurant here on Kauai with my sister. And we at one point had a juice bar and bakery and a restaurant and a cookbook company. And we had 50 employees. And so on a business level, one of the main things that attracted me to this was that I wouldn't have a boss and I wouldn't have employees, because and yet I would have a team, that there was support and there was people, because in the cookbook career, I didn't have anyone to work with, right? That's something, you take on a business and it's just all you, and you have to put all the effort in and do every part of the process. And with the restaurant, I had 50 employees and it was just incredibly stressful. So on a business level for me, having a business with, first of all, a super small startup cost compared to a restaurant or publishing cookbooks, it was incredibly enticing. But not having to have a boss, not having to ever have employees again, was super appealing to me. And then what happened as a result of my tiptoeing in process was my phone started lighting up with little stories of people and how they were feeling and how their moms were feeling and stuff like that. And to me, it was just really exciting to be able to have an impact in other people's lives. And we will talk about the products in a little bit. But the third thing, which probably is the biggest thing, and Julie's going to talk about it more, was the leverage that I would have to do big projects, big cooking projects, and I would be distracted for sometimes weeks at a time, come back to my little business, and lo and behold, it had grown without me. Numbers were bigger, checks were bigger, more people exposed to pretty amazing stuff. So those three things combined were sort of like the golden ticket for me. And Julie Mai is someone who, in the very beginning, I met and started working with. And when I first went to go up and meet with her under a tree in the park, I thought we were going to be talking about products and all kinds of sales related stuff. And instead, she had a pile of books about our industry and about, leveraging income and stuff like that. And she was an incredibly inspired visionary sitting under a tree in a park. At that point, a mother of two and owner of a super cute gold heart jewelry company that I love. So Julie, why don't you just take it away and share some of that big vision?
Thank you. I think I probably that meeting told you to take your dreams off the shelf and dust them off. And I think, for me, I was thinking last night about this call and how I wanted to do it a little bit different. We've been doing these calls for a few months, and I think a lot of people are resonating with our message because the world is changing. There's been so much change happen and so many people are affected. And if there's anything that we can give you on this call, hopefully it's hope. I can honestly say that I'm a professional dreamer and a professional hope dealer. And the reason why I can say that is because I get paid a lot of money to help inspire people that if they're looking for something different, there is a better way. And that is my passion. I'm not really a salesperson. I never have been. Jennifer said, I'm a jewelry designer. That's something that my mom taught me years ago. And I fell madly in love with the designing of jewelry and creating and seeing people wear my beautiful designs. But I never was good at selling it. It just wasn't something that I was good at. So when this landed in my lap 7 years ago, I honestly didn't think that I was going to be very good at it, because I always thought, network marketing, it gets that bad, the bad rap of, oh, it's a pyramid scam, or, oh, you have to sell to your friends and family. And so I was at a point where I was like, honestly, where I was 7.5 years ago, as I was building this incredible business with my 2 young girls at the time. I have 4 children now, and I was becoming more and more successful in my life. But at the same time, the thing that mattered most to me, my kids, were being pushed farther and farther away. And what I realized is it wasn't the money that I was after. I wasn't looking for more money, but what I did want more than anything, you guys, was more time. And I think that we can really all relate and really agree with what's happening in the world now and where we're moving, that is the most important thing that we have, is the time with the people that we love, doing what we love. And so when this idea landed in my lap, I did not want to sell any products. I didn't want to be a salesperson. I knew I wasn't going to be good at it. But when I decided, because I was in a desperate situation, and I think a lot of you are, and a lot of people on the planet right now are kind of desperate for something different, I decided to do my own research. I decided to dig into this thing called network marketing and see what it really was about, versus listening to my best friend, listening to my auntie, listening to my neighbor telling me that thing doesn't work. I decided to do my own research. And what I found, you guys, was some of the most successful business-minded people on the planet. People like Warren Buffett, people like Tony Robbins, people like Robert Kiyosaki. I know some of these names ring a bell. Sir Richard Branson. They all either owned, support, or taught network marketing. So I thought that was very interesting, because my neighbor isn't living the life that I want to live. He goes to work at a job that he hates, and he probably will for the rest of his life. So why should I take advice from him? Why should I take advice from people that aren't living the life that I want to live? When I'm looking at these successful people telling me that this industry is a way to an end, is a means to an end. And I got really excited, like Jennifer said, and I'm really passionate about painting that vision for people and helping you understand that there is a different way, that we don't have to sign up for that 40-40 plan that, we're taught in school, that we go to work for 40 hours a week for 40 years of our life. Most of us, I think it's like 85 to 90% of us, don't even like the job that we go to for our entire life, to then retire on 40% less of what we were making in the first place. And that, to me, was mind-blowing. And that's when I decided that I wanted to be an advocate, and I wanted to show people that there was a different way. So I got excited about the potential. I didn't know how I was going to fit it in. I educated myself. I'm a firm believer that, if you want to do something, you got to educate yourself. And I found other people that wanted the same thing as me. And that was just more time with the people that they loved. It was more having the ability to have choices in your life, not being nailed to the floor, not working for somebody or doing something that you didn't love. Because I will tell you what, life is short. It's too short to do something that doesn't bring you joy. And that's when I realized that this was so much more than just a job. It was so much more than just selling. Because I knew that if I wanted to grow this, and if I wanted to find other people that had the same vision as I did, I had to grow as a person. And then I found other people that wanted to grow too. And it's been one of the most incredible decisions of my life. So we're going to get more into why network marketing, but I want to show a little video of Tony Robbins, and he talks about why network marketing is so much more powerful and such a better idea than traditional business, because he does these, $10,000 workshops around the world, all the time. It costs $10,000, and he tries to talk people out of business because of the success rate is so minimal. And when I started researching and really studying Tony Robbins, I realized that when we can build something with a team of people and it can grow exponentially, and you can create an economic engine where you do your work one time and you get paid over and over and over, so that when life happens to you, or if you want to spend time with the people you love, you can step out of that engine and it will continue to grow without you. So Huakale, if you could play that video for me, honey, that would be great.
Will do.
Thank you.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I don't know where it went. There it is.
Can you see it?
We can see it, yeah.
You've been around a long time. You've seen a lot of different things.
I have.
What are your thoughts about network marketing in general? And what is your thoughts about the decision that people can make to become entrepreneurs using it?
Well, it's interesting. I'm doing this program right now, and I got a room, of a couple thousand people from 44 countries. They're all business owners. Some of them are businesses that are approaching $1 billion. Some of them haven't even started yet, right? They're just picking their business. So it's really variety. And one of my goals in that event is to actually get people to not go on business. And the reason it sounds horrible is someone spends $10,000 come to an event. I told them up front, some of you are not made for this, because to run a business requires a certain natural capacity, a nature, if you would, besides skills that you learn. And it's the ability to handle risk. It's the ability to handle stress. It's the ability to do a lot of different things. And you have to be able to manage finance. Most people, they have some of those skills. And that's why every year, 50% of businesses that start are out of business. You look at over any 5-year period of time, 80% are out of business, and over a 10-year period of time, only 4% make it. Now, make it, Eric, doesn't mean that they're making any money, right? That just means they're still standing. 96% fail, and after 10 years, you're set, right? No. Look at Lehman Brothers, right? Around for a century. They did combined $1 trillion in revenue over that century, and they're gone. So the world, technology changes, products and services changes, it's so competitive. So to really be successful, it's a really unique situation. What's beautiful about network marketing is you get all the benefits of being an owner, but you don't have to be worrying about supply chain. You don't have to be worried about accounting, especially in the world we're in today. Network marketing used to be a little bit more different, but today with technology, you can know what's happening in real time. The companies have already set up the software, they know what happens. So it's really picking the right company, and there's a lot of great companies in that area. And it's really realizing that you're really a value creator. If you can go out and add value to other people's lives, if you can just introduce people to a product or a service that a company you represent that truly is extraordinary, some products and services can't just be thrown up on Amazon. They need the story to be told. And if you found a product or service of that nature, and you got a company that has a generous schedule of being able to reward you, and then you begin to get leverage where it's not just you, where you've multiplied your efforts to other people, then you get all the benefits of being a business owner without all the headaches and without the same level of risk. And so I think network marketing is amazing. Now, network marketing has a mixed reputation, and we all know that, right, in the marketplace. And anybody goes out there, what are you doing? That's why you got to own yourself as a professional. I think that's why I'm supportive of what you do, because you're not just pumping people up, you're giving people real skill sets to be a pro.
Thank you. All right. So one thing that he said is that he said, the thing about network marketing is, unfortunately, it does get a bad rap. And the reason for that is because people don't understand it. It's very misunderstood. And unfortunately, a lot of people, when they get excited about something, they give a false expectation and they say, we're going to make all this money, jump in. It's a get rich quick thing. You guys, this isn't a get rich quick thing. This is a get rich long term, which is a lot better than get rich never, which most of us are signed up for. And the reason I think people get discouraged is because they think it's going to happen fast. But this is like anything else. This is a profession. So you have to take it seriously. You have to learn the skill set. Just like if you were going to become a doctor or a nurse, on your first week or first month, you're not going to walk into the hospital and be ready to do surgery. You have to go to school. But I can promise you that what I was able to put in as far as educating myself in a short amount of time, 3.5 years, to get to a rank that I make more money than the doctors that I know, because I learned a skill set that taught me how to create an economic engine. And, when you look at the world today, and the reason why I get so passionate about this, because, people say, oh, you just talk about the business. Why don't you talk about the products more? Because I know that what the products do. I know the science behind them, and I have Jennifer, she's going to share a little bit on the products in a minute. But what I really, really, really want to get across to people is that the bigger that you can grow the business, the more people are going to be on these incredible products, and you're going to be changing their lives. And I will say that there are a lot of people struggling with their health, but there are a lot more people struggling with their financial health that are on their knees praying for a different way, or for any way to make money. And the world is changing more in the next 5 to 10 years than we will see than it has changed in the last 70. And I know that because I do my research and I educate myself and I know what's happening. I mean, think about it, you guys. What this has done to our lives in the last 5 years has been nothing short of unbelievable. So where we're moving in the future, if you don't know how to make money or build a business from your phone, I'm sorry to say that you're probably going to struggle. And when you can do something like this, one thing that I love so much about this is it's a connected business where you have to connect with people. You have to learn how to listen. You have to be someone that cares about other people, because if you don't help someone else succeed, then you don't succeed. And so that is something that I fell madly in love with right away, because I, as a young kid, I was a dreamer. I'm an only child. And so I had a lot of time to imagine and dream on my own. And I never knew what I wanted to do, but I knew that I wanted to do something. I knew I wanted to make a difference. I wanted to have an impact on the world. And even though my jewelry design company did that in a small way, I was locked in a room by myself for 8 to 10 hours a day. And I had no time to really fuel and to engage the passions and what I wanted to do on this planet. And I think that is what fueled me to be inspired to do this business, because when you can tap into someone's potential, when you can believe in them before they believe in themselves and show them a way and give them hope and tell them that they can do something different than what they thought was the only way, it puts something, there's a sense of significance, a sense of meaning. And once you taste that, you'll never go back. And that is one of the main reasons that I fell madly in love with this type of industry. And I learned and I educated myself of why it is so much better than the traditional way of doing business. A couple of things I'm going to touch on, I'll pass it over to Jennifer. Why it's so great for this, for where we are in this economy. There's a very low risk to get started. It doesn't cost a ton of money. You can get in it, compared to traditional business, a fraction of the cost. You can build it from anywhere that you want on the planet, whether, I built this in the nooks and crannies when I was super busy with my jewelry design company until my income with this surpassed that. But I built it on the beach, watching my kids surf. You fit it into the nooks and crannies. The residual income asset of it, you are building an asset that will outlive you. My mom had a business with our company and she passed away last year, and her business is still going and growing. And now it gets passed down to my daughter. I absolutely love that you can create an asset. The community and the purpose that I talked about is so important, that you can be part of something bigger than yourself. And the personal development, you guys, the day that changes your life is the day that you make a decision that you don't want what you have anymore, and you're going to do something to change it. And that's what this opportunity gives you, is it gives you a highway to a better life. So I'm going to pass it back to you, Jam, and then I'll wrap it up at the end. But why don't you go ahead and talk a little bit about our incredible products, because I'm telling you, they are just as incredible as the business model.
Thank you, Julie. Yeah, I think very safe to say that over 90% of us wouldn't be here if we didn't have the level of products that we have. Even though all of this could be true of any company in the industry, a lot of this industry information, what about having a product that is so unique and incredible that you can't buy it in stores and nobody's ever even really heard of it before, right? So it's almost a little, it's very challenging to squeeze it into just a few minutes, but one analogy that I like is that a lot of us remember taxis, right? Anybody remember taxis? I actually, have a lot of years living in cities, and it's so funny when you don't live in a city, right? Ordering a taxi, it's awkward. You don't know if you should do it. You would literally almost rather call like 3 or 4 people to see if they could give you a ride than order some crazy expensive taxi. And then along comes Uber, right? Uber just comes splashing into the scene. They made it easy, they made it accessible, and they just activated the whole industry of getting a ride, and they made it affordable, right? And so our company a lot of times is distinguishing ourselves between supplements and activators. Supplements are, and yes, we're in the supplement, industry at large, but supplements so far in existence have been products that you take to supplement your nutrition, to, supplement what you're not getting out of your diet or lifestyle. And with our products, we call them activators because what they're doing is essentially helping us return to our original design, right? Helping us experience our full potential. And they do that by working at a cellular level to help your cells essentially perform the way that they did when you were young. So the industry is called nutrigenomics, where you're literally just taking plants using nutrients to affect genetic expression. And, essentially doing all of the things to sort of give you back your youth. You know, what's the difference between, you know, being 45 and being super young, right? They have energy, they're bouncing back quickly. They might get sick, but they bounce back really quickly, right? Scars heal fast, etc. And then you start getting older and you start thinking like, where did all that energy go, right? Because from age 0 to 20, you're growing. It's a growth phase. And from 20 on, if you're lucky, you're aging, right? And so our products essentially are tapping and sending all the right signals through nutrients into your cells to activate, keep activated essentially what's already there, a design that's pretty perfect and already in place, that just happens to be getting acted upon by a lot of environmental and other kinds of pollutants. So, you know, we're essentially decreasing your toxicity, right? Children are just seem so like vibrant and alive. And as we get older, this toxicity just sort of builds up inside of us. And so we're using nutrients to essentially keep your cells processing those toxins out so that you can stay healthy and young. So we're increasing health span. That's a word we use a lot in this business. We all know what a lifespan is, but we don't often think about our health span or how excited we feel about being 85 years old, right? So increasing our health span, that's what we're up to, sort of just pushing the forefront. In our lifetime, something super exciting happened and the forefront of wellness and supplementation sort of got pushed with a quantum leap, and we get to be the super lucky people at the helm of it and within an industry that has all of that power of leverage and all the great benefits that Julie has just described. So Julie, we're getting to the end of this call. Did you want to wrap it up for us?
Sure thing. Thank you for that. Yes, I would love for my lifespan and my health span to match. That is the goal. And you guys, health and wellness, if you didn't already know this, is the largest economic trend in world history. Largest. And that's even before COVID happened. So now you can even imagine how many more people are taking their health seriously, how many more people want to be at the forefront and not get sick. And so to be able to be a part of a company that is leading the way, we have a peer-reviewed study that said that, you know, we are possibly, jump on and tell me what that peer-reviewed study says, please.
The most therapeutic breakthrough in the history of medicine.
Thank you. Thank you. Absolutely. So that is what I'm talking about, you guys. It's like, if you can be a part of something that big in an industry this big, it's, you know, unfortunately for me, it's just a no-brainer. So, you know, this isn't for everyone, and that's okay. And that's why I tell everyone, it's not a business that's for everyone. But if you do find yourself that you want more out of life, that, you know, you think of yourself as a dreamer, you think of yourself as someone that thinks a little bit differently, thinks outside of the box, and you want more, then I want you to get really honest with yourself. I want you to get honest with your family and say, what is it that we want in the next 5 to 10 years? And if that is what we want, if we don't have a goal or a plan to get there, then this may be something that you need to look at. Because never in a million years, 7 years ago, did I think I'd be on a call talking about vision and teaching network marketing. But the way it's changed my life and the way that it's changed so many other people's lives has just been mind-blowing. It's not what so many people think it is. And it's absolutely one of the most incredible ways that you can do business, because it's about connecting people and bringing out the best in people and helping you become better. And by serving, it's about serving other people. So, you know, with everything that's going on, I just want you to sit back, close your eyes, think about what your life looks like, and get really honest with you. Get honest with the person that invited you to this call. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you taking the time out of your busy day. We'll see you next, or actually, no, we're not doing this call next week. We'll do it the week after. But thanks so much, everyone. Happy holidays to you and to your families, and we'll see you soon.